Summit 2016. आओ थोड़ा पीछे रहिए।
जाऊँगा। रिलीज में मेरे को रिलीज करो।
Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. Good morning, Excellencies, dignitaries, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Ministry of Shipping, Government of India, the Government of Maharashtra, the Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, and the Confederation of Indian Industries, I'd like to welcome you all to the first ever Maritime India Summit 2016. Starting from the Indus Valley civilization, India has a rich maritime tradition and a long history of close trade and cultural relationships with nations around the world. With over 200 ports located along the 7,500-kilometer coastline, India offers a vast opportunity to invest in this sector. This summit will showcase these opportunities as well as provide an excellent forum for the exchange of ideas and networking. The partner country for this event is South Korea, and the theme of the summit is Anchored for Growth. We're very honored this morning with the presence of the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, and we warmly welcome him. We begin this morning with an invocation to the god of the oceans, Varuna, one of the most important ancient Vedic deities. Varuna is the keeper of cosmic order and celestial water. We invoke the blessings of Varuna, asking him to bestow on us knowledge and wisdom. A Jal Gayatri Mantra. Today is the 125th birth anniversary of Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar, the architect of the Indian Constitution and a champion for the underprivileged. He was also a visionary and the creator of India's water policy. I request the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, to pay homage to this eminent scholar, jurist, and human rights activist on his birth anniversary. We're very privileged at this first ever Maritime India Summit to have with us the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, and I request the Honorable Minister for Shipping, Road Transport and Highways, Shri Nitin Gadkari, to welcome him with a bouquet of flowers. We also have a galaxy of other dignitaries on the dais, and I'd like to request that all of them be welcomed with bouquets. And now a formal welcome address by the Minister for Shipping, Road Transport and Highways, Shri Nitin Gadkari.
Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Minister of Ocean and Fisheries, Republic of Korea, Honorable Governor of Maharashtra, Chief Minister of Maharashtra and Gujarat, my colleagues, leaders and delegates from maritime community, dear friends, I welcome you all to the first Maritime India Summit. Today is the 125th birth anniversary of Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Baba Saheb established the Central Waterways Irrigation and Navigation Commission in 1945 and provided the vision of river navigation. It is a fitting tribute to Baba Saheb that the first Maritime India Summit is happening on his birth anniversary. India offers a bright spot of growth in global economic globe. India has become the fastest growing large economy. India economy is poised to grow at 8%. Our seaborne trade has increased at twice the global rate in the last 10 years. It is expected to be thrice the global rate this decade. Last year, Indian port traffic grew by 2.5% as against global sea trade growth of 0.5%. India has 7,500 kilometers of long coastline and over 14,500 kilometers of navigable rivers. Yet only 6% of our domestic transportation is through waterways. Considerable opportunities are there in coastal shipping and in inland waterways. Ever since this government took charge, the Prime Minister has been stressing on the importance of India's maritime sector for the growth of our country. His personal attention to the maritime sector is a great motivating factor for all of us to reach new heights. We have launched an ambitious program, Project Unnati, to modernize our major ports. Presently, we have 12 major ports. The efficiency of our major ports has improved by 30% in the last year. The major ports registered record profit of $650 million, that is rupees 4,200 crore in 15-16. The turnaround time in ports has reduced by 20%, enabling customers to save over $200 million, that is 1,300 crores. We have added 165 million tons of new capacity in last 2 years, 74 million tons in 14-15, and 91 million tons in 15-16, highest ever. Shipping Corporation of India would be soon announcing record profits, ending consecutive year of losses. Our Parliament has passed a historic bill declaring 111 national waterways We have already started the development of 5 waterways. In Jalamarga Vikas project, we are investing over $600 million, that is rupees 4,200 crore, to make Ganga navigable from Varanasi to Haldia, covering a distance of 1,620 kilometers. We are in the process of starting works about $200 million, rupees 1,200 crore. We plan to double our port capacity in next 10 years, build 6 to 8 new green ports with the investment of $8 billion, that is rupees 50,000 crore. Work on 3 ports will start in this year. Implement over 40 rail and 40 road projects with investment. Opportunity of $30 billion, that is rupees 2 lakh crores. We have already formed a port rail connectivity corporation to enhance connectivity. We set up 14 coastal economic zones, CEZ, to create 1 crore jobs, out of which 40 lakhs jobs directly and 60 lakhs jobs indirectly. Marginalized coastal communities, fishermen and youth are central to the vision and policies of our government. Sagarmala will open up a world opportunity for these people. Friends, we have several steps to ease investment in maritime sector in India. 100% FDI in port development projects, 10 years of tax holiday for infrastructure projects in ports and inland waterways, infrastructure status for shipbuilding, and exemption of custom duty and excise duty on inputs of shipbuilding and ship repair. I welcome you all to explore the vibrancy of our maritime sector and invest in India. I promise on behalf of the Government of India to extend all possible help for the same. This is a very historical event. Our progress and development in this sector is constantly increasing. We already have a good track record for the development and progressive track record, which encouraging the investors to invest in India. It's really a very historical event. And it is only because of the vision of Honorable Prime Minister. He always insists for any development country in the world, the first important thing is the ports, shipping, and that is the key of success. So he's a great inspirator and motivator for all of us. Today, new era is start. Once again, I welcome Honorable Prime Minister and all of you to the first Maritime India Summit in Mumbai. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We have the pleasure of having with us today the Honorable Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization, Mr. Kitak Lim, and I'd now like to request him to address the gathering.
Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Minister, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to be here today, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share a platform with you at the opening of this important, indeed visionary shipping summit. I have spent all my working life involved in shipping, port, and transport, and that experience has given me an unshakable belief. It is the belief that investment, growth, and improvement in this sector is a clear indication of a country that is enjoying success in the present and planning for more success in the future. And it is a testimony to policymakers, whether public or private, who are serving their stakeholders well. In the case of India, the facts speak for themselves. India is a newly industrialized country, a member of G20, and currently the 7th largest economy in the world. And it is now the world's fastest growing economy. And this is not flash in the pan. India has enjoyed remarkable average annual economic growth of approximately 7% over the past 2 decades. In the short term, the outlook for further growth is strong. According to the IMF, the Indian economy is the bright spot in the global landscape. And the perspective for long-term growth of the Indian economy is also positive. You have a youthful population, a low dependency ratio, a healthy culture of a prudent personal financial management, and your integration into the global economy is well established. Some reports have predicted that by 2050, India could overtake both the European Union and the United States in share of world GDP. But to realize this vast potential will require investment in the country's institutions, in mass education, and of course, in infrastructure as well. And in this context, Prime Minister, I should like to congratulate you and your government for the positive step you have taken to promote investment and development throughout your country's maritime sector. Given India's long coastline and its widespread distribution of major ports, backed up by extensive inland waterway network, this is clearly a policy direction that will be of great benefits to the country as a whole, not just to the maritime sector itself. By promoting trade by sea, nurturing national shipping lines, and promoting seafaring, by improving port infrastructure and efficiency, by developing and strengthening intermodal links and hinterland connections, by promoting shipbuilding industry, and even by fostering tourism. Maritime activity can both drive and support a growing national economy. Of course, when you engage in international maritime activity, you also engage with other countries. And that's why shipping has an international body, International Maritime Organization, to develop standards for safety, environmental protection, security, efficiency, and so on, that can be adopted and implemented globally. IMO is the single global body for maritime policy and regulation, and India has been a great supporter of the organization throughout its proud history. India joined IMO in 1959, the year of its establishment, and has served almost continuously as a council member of the organization ever since. Over the past half-century, IMO has had a huge beneficial impact on shipping, and this has been felt by all those who rely on the industry. Looking ahead, I would like to see the positive benefits of IMO's work spread further throughout the supply chain. I believe IMO can and should be the catalyst for dialogue and communication, not just at the governmental level, but within and throughout shipping industry and the logistics industry. In short, the entire global supply chain and everything that affects it. And that's why I'm so keen to support this summit today. Within the context of your own country, you have clearly grasped the importance of the joint thinking, collaborative planning across the full spectrum of the maritime sector. And this summit meeting is bringing all those different yet interconnected stakeholders together to explore opportunities for mutual benefit. Prime Ministers, Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, the search for synergies and the promotion of a partnership across the maritime and the logistics sectors are worthy objectives. And I have no doubt that this summit and its associated forum will help you achieve them. I wish you every success, both with the meeting and with the wider program of maritime development in which you are so effectively engaged. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your very encouraging words. Specially prepared for this Maritime India Summit, we now have the screening of a short film on the Indian maritime sector and investment opportunities.
India, the ancient capital of trade and commerce, and believed to be the cradle of civilization, from whose shores assorted merchandise like spices, textiles, grains, etc. were shipped to various parts of the world. Lothal, the oldest inland tidal dockyards, stands testimony to India's maritime prowess. This glorious and golden era of the past still holds under its belt an ocean of unexplored opportunities. So, the time is now. The moment is right for the nations of the world to meet, trade, and grow in a conducive environment. To break the waters and drop anchor. At the Maritime India Summit 2016, anchored for growth. A 7,500-kilometer vast coastline, combined with 14,500 kilometers of inland waterways, is an open opportunity for the world to explore the vast potential of India, because the seafaring trade here is growing at twice the global growth rate. And currently India, the world's fastest growing large economy, is undertaking its biggest maritime mission to usher in port-led development. The Make in India campaign has already garnered the attention of investors across the world. Now, for the first time in India, under the Sagarmala project, a national perspective plan has been drawn to regain India's lost glory in the maritime sector. And from this platform today, you can skim the expanse of 200 large and small ports, or navigate through 111 inland waterways leveraging their vast economic benefits, and set sail on the mainstay of opportunities worth $60 billion in more than 150 projects covering port modernization, new port development, hinterland connectivity, multimodal logistics, inland waterways connectivity, international shipping, coastal shipping, shipbuilding, ship repair and ship recycling, port-led industrialization, green initiatives in ports, and cruise shipping and lighthouse tourism. Coastal economic zones have been planned with massive thrust on infrastructure, including power, connectivity, and ease of doing business for the investors. The biggest maritime revolution has already begun. A number of projects have already materialized. Agreements are being signed. Potential of each port has been identified. New greenfield ports have been earmarked for development. Special emphasis has been laid on skill development, exposure to new technologies, and job creation. Procedures have been simplified and policies streamlined. The never say die spirit of the people and the will of the Government of India is the tour de force behind this summit.
हमारे देश में बंदरों का विकास कम अधिक मात्रा में हर कोई सोचता रहा है, लेकिन आज सिर्फ पोर्ट डेवलपमेंट से काम चलने वाला नहीं है। आज आवश्यक है पोर्ट लेड डेवलपमेंट, और पोर्ट लेड डेवलपमेंट के आधार पर हमारे पोर्ट के साथ मैक्सिमम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की कनेक्टिविटी हो, और इस काम के लिए हमारे देश के पूरे समुद्री तट को जोड़ने वाला एक सागरमाला प्रोजेक्ट हम आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं।
Giving further impetus to this endeavor is the partnership of Republic of Korea for the summit. The summit today welcomes all regional and international players in the maritime sector to partner, invest, and prosper from the vast unfolding opportunities that a country's rich maritime past can offer to the present. So, all hands on deck, cast off and set sail. Turn with the wind and drop anchor. Maritime India Summit 2016. Come, explore the ocean of opportunities.
We are very fortunate that Korea is our partner country, and I'd now like to request Mr. Kim Young-suk, Honorable Minister for Oceans and Fisheries, Republic of Korea, to please address the gathering.
Your Excellency, the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I would like to express my heartfelt congratulations to the opening of Maritime India Summit 2016. I would also like to extend my sincere appreciation to Honorable Prime Minister Modi and the Government of India for inviting the Republic of Korea to this significant event as partner country and for welcoming us with warm hospitality. My gratitude also goes to the private sector participants who have traveled a great distance from all over the world to join the summit, and the organizers for their dedicated efforts to arrange the summit so superbly. Excellencies and distinguished participants, before I begin, I would like to share with you a quote from the great naval historian E.B. Porter, who aptly captured the importance of the waterways that help us push the boundaries of our limits. When man ceased to look upon streams, rivers, and seas as various, and learned to use them as highways, he made a giant stride toward civilization. The waterways of the world provided a new mobility to man himself, later to the products of his toil and skills, and all the times to his ideas. I believe that Maritime India Summit 2016 is a true manifestation of this quote, and I am enormously pleased and proud to witness that Korea is part of this marvelous event. Korean history tells us that a princess from the Ayuda kingdom sailed across the Indian Ocean 2,000 years ago to become the queen of Gaya, the old kingdom in the southernmost area of Korean peninsula. If you allow me to make a personal note, I would like to highlight that I happen to be in the princess's bloodline, as she was my great-great-grandmother. Having the friendship that has lasted 2 millennia, India and Korea established diplomatic ties in 1973, which marked an official starting point of ever-strengthening cooperation between the two countries. Further to this diplomatic milestone, India and Korea signed the Comprehensive Economic Partnership, namely CEPA, 7 years ago, which has recently been culminated in the form of Special Strategic Partnership. Excellencies and distinguished participants, the ocean has long served as the principal medium of trade and migration, through which 78% of the global trade is disseminated. In this sense, I would not be exaggerating to say that the world economy literally owes its growth to the ocean. The world-renowned scholar Paul Kennedy once said that sea power is the source of national wealth and competitiveness in the 21st century. India and Korea, as the partners in economic development, are facing unfathomable opportunities to make a new leap forward through our cooperation in the field of maritime affairs and fisheries. My firm optimism for our bright future stems from two reasons. First, both India and Korea are peninsulas. As the minister taking the helm of oceans, maritime affairs and fisheries, and even polar policies of Korea, I sometimes look at the world map upside down. From this point of view, it clearly unfolds how the Korean Peninsula is connected to the 6 continents and the 5 oceans, while giving me inspirations for the possibility to navigate through the North Sea route in the future. As the geographic hub that connects to Asia, Africa, and Europe, India is also endowed with great potentials for growth through the ocean. It gives me tremendous excitement to imagine what India and Korea could accomplish together as two strong bridges that connect the world. The second reason that reinforces my optimism is India's Next Step initiative. Today, the Honorable Prime Minister Modi's Make in India policy has propelled India on a sharp growth path, having been driven mainly by the manufacturing sector. As a country that relied its economic growth on manufacturing, Korea can foresee what the next step would be. The trade expansion that generates a virtuous circle, a growing number of goods and services will be transported through sea routes, which will then call for more cargo carriers, which in turn creates the demand for port development and improvement to accommodate growing trade volume. Fortunately, Korea has the technologies and expertise in the relevant fields to support India in tapping into these great potentials. Korea stands ready to share these strengths with India to support the development of the oceans industry. This context makes Maritime India Summit 2016 more significant, which will give splendid inspirations to all participants to navigate our oceans industry towards a bright future. Excellencies and distinguished participants, there is an old Korean saying that goes 이심전심 in Korean, and मैंने आपके मन की बात समझ ली है in Hindi. Which translates into English as understanding each other even without words. The great poet of India, Rabindranath Tagore, a Nobel laureate in literature, once sang Korea as a lamp of the East during the World War II. His beautiful words were great solace when Korea was struggling to reclaim its sovereignty. Having the similar experience of navigating through countless trials of time to make the hard-earned accomplishments of today, India and Korea are the friends that do not require many words to understand each other. I have high expectations that this friendship will be extended to all participants as we all work together on this great journey to drive our oceans industry forward. I would like to once again extend my sincere appreciation to Prime Minister Modi and the summit organizers for this wonderful forum for communication. Before leaving the podium, I would like to take a moment to express my sincere condolences to victims of the recent tragic fireworks accident at the Pottingal Temple complex. My heart goes out to the victims and their beloved ones, and I pray that the deceased will lead a happier life when they are reborn to their next life. Dhanyavad. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. To harness India's long coastline and inland waterways, the Government of India has embarked on the ambitious Sagarmala program, which aims to promote port-led development in the country. I now request the Honorable Prime Minister of India to release the National Perspective Plan for the comprehensive development of India's coastline and maritime sector, the Sagarmala program. Thank you, sir. And I now would like to request the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, to please address the gathering.
Honorable Governor of Maharashtra, Honorable Chief Ministers of Maharashtra and Gujarat, His Excellency Mr. Kim Yong-sok, Minister of the Republic of Korea, our Union Minister for Shipping, Mr. Nitin Gadkari ji, other dignitaries on the dais, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Our great pleasure in being with you and welcoming you at the Maritime India Summit. This is the first time that a global event of such large scale is being organized by India. I extend a warm welcome to all the esteemed guests attending this event in the Maritime Hub of India. I'm sure this event, together with seminars and exhibitions, will showcase the emerging trends and opportunities in the maritime sector. We all know that oceans cover more than 70% of the Earth's surface. We also know that oceans contain 97% of the Earth's water. Therefore, maritime transport can be the most extensive mode of transport. It is also the most eco-friendly mode of transport. However, there is one more aspect to this fact, which is that ocean contains 99% of the living space on the planet. This means that our lifestyle, transport systems, and trading behavior should not spoil the ecology of the oceans. Also, maritime security, freedom of navigation, and safety and security of sea lanes is equally important. The challenges of climate change have shown that even offshore human behavior can change the ecology, glaciers, and oceans. This is already causing a lot of concern for island countries and coastal communities in particular. I hope this summit will deliberate on these issues while discussing economic issues related with oceans. The elimination of sea piracy, which was a big threat to international shipping a few years ago, is a good example of how joint efforts by maritime nations can achieve outstanding results. Friends, there is a reason why this important summit has been organized today on the 14th of April 2016. Today is the 125th birth anniversary of a great son of India who also lived and worked in Mumbai. I am referring to Dr. Bhimrao Babasaheb Ambedkar, who was the architect of our Constitution. He is also the architect of the water and river navigation policy in India. I offer my profound respect to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar on this auspicious day. I also wish and pray that his wisdom continues to guide us in our efforts toward nation building. Many of us may not know that Babasaheb created two powerful institutions related to water navigation and power. They were the Central Waterways Irrigation and Navigation Commission and the Central Technical Power Board. His observations while setting up these two organizations is a testimony to this great foresight. I quote from his address on 3rd January 1945. The objects which have led to the setting up of two organizations are to advise on how the water resources can be best utilized and how a project can be made to serve purpose other than irrigation. Dr. Ambedkar had emphasized the importance of the new waterways policy in order to lay the foundation for a regime of prosperity for the millions of poor of our country. I am happy to state that we have embarked on the development of our national waterways is keeping with Babasaheb's vision and foresight. With a GDP growth rate of more than 7%, India is the fastest growing major economy today. The IMF and the World Bank have indicated even better prospects in the days to come. We are taking aggressive steps to ensure that our processes of growth is both fast as well as inclusive. This summit is another step to realize Baba Saheb's dream of an economically strong, socially empowered, and technologically equipped India. I understand that more than 4,500 dignitaries and delegates from around 40 countries are participating in this summit. I'm particularly happy that the Republic of Korea is the partner country for this event. I thank the President of Korea and also the Senior Minister, Mr. Kim Yong-sok, who is present here. Friends, we Indians are inheritors of a glorious maritime heritage. The world's first dock was built at Lothal in Gujarat around 2500 BC during the Harappan civilization. This dock was equipped to berth and service ships. It was built after studying tidal flows. In addition to Lothal, there were also some other Indian ports which were major drivers of global maritime trade 2,000 years ago. This included Barigaja, which is today is known as Bharuch in Gujarat, Mujiris, which is today is known as Kondangalur near Cochin in Kerala, Korkai, which is today's Tuticorin, Kaveri Pattanam, which is the Nagapattinam district, Tamil Nadu, and Arikamedu, which is Ariyankudappam district of Puducherry. There are many references in ancient Indian literature and in Greek and Roman works about the vibrant maritime trade of India with Rome, Greece, Egypt, and Arabia. Ancient and medieval Indian traders maintained links with countries in Southeast and East Asia, Africa, Arabia, and Europe. Friends, since my government took over, among other things, we have laid emphasis on building futuristic infrastructure. This includes building next generation infrastructure in many sectors. Port, shipping, and maritime infrastructures is prominent among them. It is my government's endeavor to revive and restore India's position of eminence in the global maritime sector. Building upon our glorious maritime tradition, we are working hard to achieve new heights in this area. In the very early days of government, we announced the Sagar Mala project. This is aimed at leveraging our long coastline and natural maritime advantage. It also focuses on promoting port-led development, energizing the coastal economy and infrastructure development in these areas. We particularly want to modernize our ports and integrate them with special economic zones, port-based smart cities, industrial parks, warehouses, logistic parks, cold storages, and transport corridors. I must mention that our vast coastline of 7,500 kilometers offers a huge investment opportunity. Apart from the length of the coastline, India's maritime potential also lies in its strategic location on all major shipping highways. In addition, we have an expansive and productive hinterland through which flows a network of mighty rivers. Our maritime agenda will complement this ambitious infrastructure plan for the hinterland, which is going on in parallel. I call upon the global business community to partner with us to give shape to a process of port-led development. I'm sure the long coastline of India, along with diverse coastal regions and hard-working coastal communities, can become an engine of growth of India. To enable the growth of the port and related sectors, we have carried out several reforms and taken a number of new initiatives. Under our Make in India approach, we have taken many steps to make India a global manufacturing hub. Recently, Moody's has appreciated the Make in India initiative. We have done a lot of corrections on the front of ease of doing business. We have jumped up 12 ranks in World Bank's ranking. A lot of simplification has happened in the processes for cross-border trade. We have greatly liberalized the licensing regimes. This also includes the defense sector and shipbuilding therein. We have taken almost 60% of the defense items out of the licensing processes. Most of the FDI sectors are now put on automatic approval route. Shipyards are being given infrastructure status at par with the ports. Rebate of service tax on coastal shipping has been increased to 70%. We have granted customs duty and central excise exemption on inputs used in shipbuilding. A scheme of financial assistance to promote shipbuilding has been approved. Customs and central excise duties have been exempted on bunker fuel for Indian flag container ships. Tax issues of seafarers have been resolved. A new company by the name of Indian Port Rail Corporation has been established to focus on the last mile connectivity to ports. We have enacted a legislation for declaring 111 waterways as National Waterways 1. We have taken up skill development activities aggressively. The results of our initial efforts are clearly visible. FDI inflows have gone up by 44% since this government took over. In fact, The year 2015-16 has seen the highest ever FDI inflow into India. India's highest ever quantity of cargo handled by major ports was in 2015. The port efficiency parameters have shown very good improvement. India's fastest average turnaround time in ports was in 2015. In the last 2 years, our major ports have added 165 million ton capacity with record addition in each year. 94 million ton capacity was added by these ports in 2015-16 alone, which is the highest ever. The traffic in major ports has shown a healthy growth of more than 4% in the last 2 years, despite global slowdown. The performance of the major ports in the last 2 years has been remarkable. Operating profit margins, which are declining, have increased. In 2015-16 alone, the operating profit of the 12 major ports has increased by nearly 6.7 billion rupees. During 2015-16, Kandla port in Gujarat breached the 100 million traffic landmark and displayed 20% improvement in efficiency. Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust registered a net profit of 10 billion rupees, helped by a 12% increase in efficiency. Our flagship companies like Shipping Corporation, Dredging Corporation, and the Cochin Shipyard have registered higher profits as compared to the previous years. However, this is just the beginning. We want to do more. We are enhancing our own capacities of execution and implementation. The National Perspective Plan of the Sagarmala program has been released today. During the last 2 years, major ports have awarded 56 new projects involving an investment of more than 250 billion rupees. This will create an additional port capacity of 317 million tons per annum. Our vision is to increase port capacity from 1,400 million tons to 3,000 million tons by 2025. We want to mobilize an investment of 1 lakh crore or 1 trillion rupees in the port sector to enable this growth. 5 new ports are planned to meet the increasing demand of the EXIM trade, which will rise in proportion with the fast-growing Indian economy. New ports are also being developed by several coastal states of India. The multiple measures to promote coastal shipping, coupled with the anticipated rise in domestic production of coal, is expected to enhance coastal transportation of coal by at least 4-fold by 2025. We are engaging with our immediate and regional neighbors to promote shipping and maritime security. Recently, India has signed a coastal shipping agreement with Bangladesh, which will be mutually beneficial. India is also engaged in the development of Chabahar port of Iran. A special purpose vehicle by the name India Ports Global Limited has been established to take up maritime projects overseas. I'm informed that the Minister of Shipping is showcasing about 250 projects with investment opportunity in the maritime sector. These projects include various infrastructure development opportunities in 12 major ports, projects in 8 maritime states and other agencies. Of these, over 100 projects have been identified under the Sagarmala project. With more than 14,000 kilometers of navigable inland waterways in the country, there is a tremendous potential for development in this sector. My government is committed to integration in infrastructure. We are also committed to creating an enabling environment for investors and facilitate investments with an open mind. Friends, all this is being done to benefit the common man. This is being done to provide employment to our youth. This is particularly being done to empower coastal communities, particularly fishermen. Approximately 18% of India's population lives in 72 coastal districts. It comprises 12% of India's landmass. Therefore, there is a need for holistic and sustainable development of coastal regions and communities, particularly for the fishermen. Development of coastal communities, especially fishermen, requires an integrated approach. As part of the Sagarmala program, we will adopt a comprehensive approach with focus on capacity building and training, upgrading of technology, and for improving physical and social infrastructure. This will be done in collaboration with the coastal states. These initiatives will create employment opportunities of approximately 10 million jobs over the next 10 years. This includes 4 million direct and 6 million indirect jobs. To broaden livelihood opportunities further, we are planning to deploy modern and sophisticated fishing vessels. This would enable them to harness resources in India's exclusive economic zone. In addition, we are also focusing on value addition in fisheries, aquaculture, and cold chain development. The port sector in India is a good mix of private and public port, with both contributing to the growth of the sector. The PPP model of development has been quite successful in this sector and has helped in bringing latest technology and best practices. Private ports have been growing at a very healthy pace and have nearly doubled their capacity in the last 5 years. They handle around 45% of the total cargo. Most of these ports are new with modern facilities and can match the best international ports in terms of performance and infrastructure. Friends, India has had a glorious maritime history. We are on the path of shaping an even better maritime future. The maritime sector not only creates and facilitates economic activities, it also connects countries and civilizations. Moreover, it is the cleanest and cheapest carrier of global trade. Investing in maritime sector is not only investing in one's own future, but in the future of the planet and that of coming generations. However, in this sector, no country can achieve the desired results in isolation. Nations have to collaborate to realize this potential and to overcome challenges in this sector. The objective of this summit is to provide a platform and a forum for such cooperation. To conclude, I would like to say that this is the right time to come to India. It is even better time to come through the sea route. The Indian ship is well equipped for a long haul. Do not miss it. Missing it means missing a pleasant journey and a great destination. Once you are here, I assure you that I will personally hold your hands to see that your berthing is safe, secure, and satisfactory. At last, I again pay homage to Baba Sahib Ambedkar on 125th birth anniversary. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, for those inspiring words. We are extremely grateful to the Honorable Prime Minister of India for gracing the occasion and encouraging this first ever initiative of the Ministry of Shipping. And I'd like to request the Honorable Minister, Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, to present a memento of the occasion to our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji. We would also like to thank all our other dignitaries on the dais for being here, and I request the Secretary Shipping, Shri Rajiv Kumar, to present a memento of the occasion to each of our very special guests this morning. And a memento of the occasion to the Secretary Shipping, Shri Rajiv Kumar. Finally, to propose a vote of thanks, I'd like to invite the Honorable Minister of State for Shipping, Road Transport and Highways, Shri P. Radhakrishnan.
It is indeed our privilege and pleasure to have you all for the inaugural session of the maiden Maritime India Summit 2016. We are greatly honored that the summit has been inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi. We are extremely grateful to Honorable Prime Minister who kindly consented to inaugurate the summit. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to His Excellency the Governor of Maharashtra, Honorable Minister of Shipping Shri Nitin Gadkari, Honorable CM of Maharashtra and Gujarat, my cabinet colleagues and ministers. My special thanks to Honorable Minister of Oceans and Fisheries, Republic of Korea, foreign delegates, delegates from state governments. I express my gratitude and thanks to Secretary General IMO for gracing this occasion. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this inaugural session. Please remain in your seats until our dignitaries leave the dais. The first technical session on the Sagarmala program will be held at this hall at 12 noon. Please refer to your brochures for breakaway sessions thereafter. Thank you all for joining me here this morning. I'm Sukanya Balakrishnan. Goodbye.